Hi guys, just the latest report on what's going on. So they've had an emergency briefing in Congress about these drones. One Congress member has stated that there are confirmed reports of the US Coast Guard seeing these things coming out of the Atlantic Ocean. That is the latest news. At least 50 drones were witnessed coming out of the Atlantic Ocean and then subsequently following, shadowing the Coast Guard and then going onto the mainland, then coming back and then going below the horizon of the Atlantic Ocean again. So do with that information what you will. There are also unconfirmed reports that they're not in fact drones but actually orbs. Again, I'm getting orbs coming up quite a lot again from certain news outlets, as well as the podcast Redacted that got sent some images with regards to the incursions going on over New Jersey right now and neighboring states. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting seeing how these guys are dealing with this. There's a lot of frustration in New Jersey. Obviously the New Jersey mayor, governor more like, has said that it's not a direct threat, but what he did say, which was very interesting, is that whenever we get close to these things, they go dark, which means they either disappear off radar or they disappear visually. We don't have drones that do that, and of course, why would drones do that with lights on them in the first place? These are ongoing. Obviously, we've done quite a lot of videos on this now, but I knew about the ocean situation in the lives. I haven't commented on it because I wanted to see if there was anyone in the public sphere that was going to mention it. It was just mentioned in the emergency congressional hearing on this situation. So that is something that is now confirmed. They have been seen, at least 50 of them, coming out of the Atlantic Ocean. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think a Mavic Pro can do that. So let's keep our eyes and ears peeled, and I'll report on anything else that comes out in the near future. Last but not least, please don't forget to check the link in my bio for our fantastic porridge, which is available on Amazon UK, next day delivery. We've got 3 fantastic flavors, vanilla, apple and cinnamon, and of course our bestseller, the maple syrup. That's all for now, guys. You heard it first from DK. I'll see you on the next one.
U.S. military drones. Again, this is being investigated by local law enforcement. What our initial assessment here is that these are not drones or activities coming from a foreign entity or adversary.
You're telling me we don't know what the hell these drones are in New Jersey are? Is that correct?
That's right.
That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy. That's madness that we don't know what these drones are.
From the Coast Guard, who said that one of their 47-foot motor lifeboats was followed by between 12 and 30 of these drones as they went through the water.
These are 6-foot drones that are somehow evading our detection. They are not being detected.
They're saying no threat, but how the hell do they know? They don't know anything. They don't know what it is. They don't know where it come from. They don't know nothing.
They know that they can't track them. They know that they don't emit a signal. They know that they can't see them when they turn their lights out. They also indicated that they don't know where they come from. They don't know where they go to.
One family claims they followed a drone in their car, and while it hovered above them, the clock in their car changed times.
Some of the FBI agents that have been assigned to look into this have reported drones flying over their home.
It's right here over Picatinny, there was a drone just hanging out. I put my drone up in the air and went towards it. I had full battery life. Not 3 minutes into the flight, I lost control of the drone. Warning on my screen, lost control, and my drone started going down dead.
These are fully charged batteries. It's 2 batteries that have died within seconds, and the drone went up and, like a couple feet off the table, and then came right back down.
Okay, you see it? You see how it goes? see how it goes, and then it becomes a spacecraft or aircraft or whatever you want to call it.
What the fuck is that, bro? Did it just get smaller? Bro, what?
Above the ocean, and it was low, very low, but so bright and so clear, and it was huge. Like when you...
I'm concerned. I issued a letter to ask for more information, and I think there should be a lot more transparency about that.
Can you make that make more sense? Because I think people in New York and New Jersey see drones the size of an SUV over their house every night and think that that doesn't make any sense.
I understand why people would be looking at this and being concerned about it. We're concerned about it too, which is why we have the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI. My goodness, looking at this, and we're taking it seriously. We
I'm gonna show it a couple of times. As you can see, there's clearly the will within the will. Clearly a will within the will.
Hashem Yahweh Shai. Dope.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brethren out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel, right? So, I want to entitle this lesson, Esau and Babylon are shook, right? And what are they shook about? They're shook about the chariots of the Lord, right? The chariots of Israel, or the chariots of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And they're shook because, well, they call them UFOs. Let me put this on. They call them UFOs, or unidentified flying objects, or UAPs. I forgot what UAP meant, but those are acronyms or terms that they have to describe what they believe are maybe drones or something like that in the sky that people have been seeing quite often. And over the past years, you know, people have been seeing these things. But more recently, and I can even attest to this myself, there's been an uptick in sightings of the chariots across Babylon the Great, right? And the average Babylonian, average American, including the average Jake who doesn't understand or know this truth, they don't know what's going on. And they don't know what these things are, right? They don't know that these are, you know, angels in the chariots of the Lord. And they think they're aliens, they think they're UFOs, and they think that, you know, aliens are gonna attack Earth, right? Well, aliens are not gonna attack Earth, but the angels, the holy angels of the Lord, of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, are gonna wage war along with Yahweh Shai with this current kingdom ruled by Esau Edom, right? And the elite, they know what they are, right? The elite and, you know, the higher ups in this kingdom and the society, they understand and know what these things are, right? But the average person has no clue. And the average person is spooked, shook, and just essentially does not know what to do, right? And they're not going to know what to do when these, when these chariots completely and fully reveal themselves, you know? So that's the issue that, that these people are having, is that so many of these things are happening and they don't know, they have no idea what's really going on, right? But we who know this truth and who understand this truth know through the scriptures that, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to, wage war with this place. And he's brought, he's revealing to us his chariots, his holy angels, right? And what's going to happen to this place, man. So, being in preparation, once again, we know what's going on. We know what this is. And we know that, the Lord is about to do a great work in this place, man. So, those who know and understand the truth, we're making ourselves ready, because we know what's going on. We're making ourselves ready because we understand that, these things are going to happen, right? So look, let's go to the first scripture here. Here, I'm going to go to Ezekiel first. I'm going to start at chapter 1 and verse 13. It says, "As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire, and like the appearance of lamps. It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning." Right? And speaking of the creatures, I believe those are going into different angels. I believe so. But verse 14, and it says, "And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth." It's like one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl. And they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel, right? And you saw the last video of what Elder Apostle Tahar had made in the clip that I just showed. The full video clip that I just showed is from Elder Manat Zagba of GMS, South Carolina. But in one of the clips that he played on his video, at the end was a clip by Elder Apostle Tahar. And it was showing that of what is spoken of in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, which I'm reading right now. Right? So verse 17, it says, "When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels," right? So the angels control these chariots. You know what I'm saying? These angels, via spiritual power, are controlling these chariots, appearing, disappearing, as they're described to, defy the laws of gravity. They zoom and shoot by and things like that, right? There's even been people who, I believe the Russian government even reported that, they sent fighter pilots after either a group of chariots or a chariot, and those Russian fighter pilots were killed, right? But nobody talks about that. Nobody says anything about that. Nobody mentions anything like that, because the kind of turmoil that will cause, understanding that, you know, a military power went after these chariots and got destroyed. You know, that would cause a lot of unrest among the people of the earth, right? Because they don't know what's really going on, man. But us here in this truth, we rejoice for these things. We rejoice for these sights and these sighting and seeing these things, because we understand that our salvation is near, right? It's the book of Psalm, chapter 46 and verse 10. It says, "Be still and know that I am Yahweh, and I will be exalted among the heathen. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The power of Jacob is our refuge," right? So the Lord is exalting himself. The Lord is making himself known, you know, among these heathen, right? Via these chariots, right? Via the chariots of Yasha Allah. The Lord is making himself known and letting these people know that it's time, man. Right? The Lord is letting these people know. Oh, Salak. Salak. So the Lord is letting these people know that it's time to work a work. And you know, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, you know, is getting ready to wage war against this system, right? And these heathen and their governments and their powers. You know what I'm saying? So what are we to do? We're to prepare for these times. We're to prepare for this day, right? And those of us who are in the scriptures, who know the scriptures, man, you know, we understand that, you know, if we be of the elect, the chariots, they're on our side, right? These angels, they're on our side, you know? It's the book of Luke, chapter 21 and verse 25, and it says, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring," right? These are a part of the signs in the sun or a part of the signs in the sky, right? These are a part of the signs in the sky that we see. And even I can attest to, you know, seeing these chariots while I'm on the road. I drive trucks, so, you know, I got a particular run where I run overnight and, you know, through Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and I see chariots, you know, through the night, right, doing various different things, right? Particularly this last week, I saw 3 of them in the sky, right? And they were all, you know, not in unison, but it was kind of like synchronized or something like that, right? They would flash and shine brighter, and then they would kind of dim out. And then they would shine bright, and then they would dim out. And they would shine bright again, and they would dim out, right? And after a while, I just saw just one with a streak of light just zoom by and then just disappear, right? And, you know, Call Halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, the Lord is once again revealing these things to us. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah. So let me continue on. Verse 26, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken, right? And people are afraid. People are afraid because they don't know what's going on and they don't understand the scriptures. But, you know, these types of things are actually making people turn more towards the scriptures, right? But, you know, if you ain't listening to the Hebrew Israelites and listening to the truth of the Bible, you still ain't gonna know what's going on. You ain't gonna understand what's happening because, And even if you are listening to the Israelites, if the Lord doesn't open your mind to, receive this, then you won't be able to receive it. Right? And it says, and then verse 27, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory, right? And the Lord is not going to come in a literal cloud. The Lord is going to come in a chariot. And in the book of 2nd Esdras, it describes the chariot that the Lord is going to come in, as larger than a mountain, So the Lord's power is great, right? Verse 28, and it says, and when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draweth nigh, right? So these are signs that our salvation and redemption is near, right? These are signs that we're getting closer and closer day by day to, the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel, right? But also closer and closer to the tribulation that and the destruction of the kingdom of the Edomites, right? And these world powers ruled by the heathen, right? We're getting closer and closer to that day. Let me go here. Isaiah 31 and verse 5. And it says, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it, right? So the Lord is going to defend Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, right? Or Israel, Yasha'Allah, via the chariots, right? By sending the chariots of Israel, the chariots of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, to take down, with Yahweh Shah and, the archangel Micaiah, right? Or Michael, to, destroy this place, to take down the kingdom of Esau and the kingdoms of these heathen, but also deliver the elect simultaneously, right? It's written here in the scriptures. But once again, for those of you who may be looking to the Bible and you've seen these things happen, if you're not listening to the true teachings of the Bible, you're still not going to understand what's going on. You can't just read scriptures and be misinterpreted by them or misinterpret them, thinking that God loves all, thinking that, all of these things are cool, right? Hold on, Salaki. All right, Salaki. So, you just can't come to the scriptures and not have a teacher, and not the right teacher teaching you the truth, and think that you're just going to read something and you're going to understand what's going on, thinking that God loves everybody, thinking that salvation is for everybody. And then, you go about your life having a false sense of comfort. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to work. Right? So let's go here, and I'm going to close out with this one. It's one of my favorite scriptures here. Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20. It says, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed, right? This is talking about the deliverance, where the Lord is going to beam up the elect into those chariots, or these so-called UFOs, or so-called UAPs, right? Or these so-called drones or whatever, which we know, majority of these sightings are not drones, but they are the chariots, right? And these chariots are gonna destroy, zapping Babylon the Great and the people of Babylon the Great. You can read that in the book of Isaiah chapter 61. Yeah, Isaiah chapter 61, 60 or 61, verse 15, right? Where it talks about, the Lord through fire, and through fire from the chariots is going to destroy the nations. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, going to be delivering the elect, beaming up the elect in these chariots as it describes here in Isaiah 26:20, right, to receive salvation, right, until as it says, the indignation be overpassed, right? The righteous anger of the Lord be overpassed. Verse 21, for behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain, right? Because the Lord is going to punish this place. The Lord is going to punish, right, those who have, those of this world for the wrongdoings, right? The wrongdoings against the Israelites, the wrongdoings against the nation of Yasha and, the elect, right? And the Lord is going to punish those for that, man. So, we're coming into very interesting times, man. We're coming into very interesting times, and we're coming into very great times, right? Great for some, but terrible for others. Lord willing, we be of that number that it is going to be a great time for, right? So with that, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Until next time.